right, so what I'm going to be presenting is some preliminary analysis of retirement and Social Security claiming during the pandemic. And I'll start with a little bit of an overview and motivation. So as we all know, the pandemic has increased financial security and it has reduced employment opportunities. And the specific question that I was interested in looking at is how has this affected older individuals' decisions about retirement and Social Security claiming? And to go back to the Great Recession, there is evidence that during the Great Recession, declines in the stock market led people to delay their intended retirement date, while higher unemployment led to accelerated retirements due to a weak labor market. Overall, there tended to be an acceleration of retirement if you kind of put those effects together. There's also evidence suggesting that early Social Security claiming, meaning claiming at age 62, did increase during the Great Recession. So if we take that and put it in today's context, the stock market has largely come back, but unemployment remains high. Moreover, during the pandemic, older workers face disproportionately higher health risks than other age groups from going back to work in person. So it would be interesting to look at how work at older ages and Social Security claiming has evolved since the pandemic really kind of started. And the data source that I'm using is the Understanding America study COVID survey. I'm using the national survey data, the biweekly interviews, and this is a great data source. I'm so glad that it's available to help answer these interesting questions. So I'm going to start by presenting some descriptive statistics on employment by age. And what I've done is constructed graphs showing the fraction of people who are employed by age group and month. The variable that I'm using from this data set is job current. So there we go. That's the pattern for March. And we see kind of what we'd expect to see, kind of high fractions of people who are working through middle age, and then it kind of starts to drop off. The fraction working declines in between age 62 and full retirement age, and then declines further once people hit full retirement age. So that's March. There's April, so employment declines in all groups, all age groups, and then it starts to come back slowly. There's May, June, July, but one thing I noticed, it doesn't seem to be coming back as much in these older age groups, particularly people who have reached Social Security full retirement age. So there's August and there's September, and that's as far as I went. So I thought that was maybe some interesting heterogeneity by age there. I also spent some time looking into the dynamics. I looked at people who stopped work, meaning they were working last wave, but not working this wave. So there's April. We see that more seniors are stopping work than younger people if you look at April. In May, that drops, so fewer people are actually transitioning to not working, and it kind of stays the same in all age groups through September. If you also look at people who started work, so people who were not working last wave, but working this wave, that's what it looks like in April. So more younger and middle-aged people transitioned to starting work in April. That was quite low among seniors. That's what it looks like in May, June, so it's quite similar. Fewer people starting work in July, maybe because a lot of people are back to work. There's August and September. I also took a look at some data on working from home. And to gather data on this, I looked at the following question. Which of the following have you done in the last 7 days to keep yourself safe from coronavirus? And one of the options given was worked or studied at home. So the variable name is given on the slide. And what I did was limit the sample to those who say they are currently working, to exclude students who might be studying from home. And, so I wanted to look at age patterns in working from home among those who are employed. So there it is for March. It's quite similar across age groups. Jumps up dramatically in all age groups in April, kind of starts coming down in May, June, July, August, and September. Don't seem to be any huge age patterns there. To look at Social Security receipt, I focused on the question that asked, in the past month, did you or anyone in your household receive any of the following benefits? And one of the benefits listed is Social Security. This variable is measured with error because it could be other household members receiving Social Security benefits based on the wording of the question. And it doesn't specify retirement benefits, even though disability is given as a separate option for that question. However, this particular question is available in most waves. So that's the advantage to using it. There's another variable that I'll show you if I have time. This is the fraction receiving Social Security in April. Kind of looks like what you would expect, jumps up at age 62 and then further at full retirement age. There's May, June, July, August, and September. So I'm not really seeing any differences in the fraction who are receiving Social Security since March. There's another question that's only available since June. That directly asks, do you receive Social Security retirement benefits? So it sounds like that refers to the respondent, and it specifies retirement benefits. That's what it looks like in June, the age pattern. That's kind of what you'd expect. July, August. So again, there don't seem to be any major trends in this, at least June through September. So to summarize kind of the preliminary findings, there does seem to be a little bit of evidence that people age 62 or older are more likely to retire and not come back to work. I think it's kind of weaker evidence. They do seem more likely than other age groups to transition to not working in April and then just not come back. But I also looked at the same question using data from the CPS, and I'm not seeing the same trend in the CPS. So I would say that's kind of a weaker finding. Among people who are working, there don't seem to be any major age differences in working from home, and I'm not seeing much indication of early Social Security claiming. One thing to investigate might be the role that unemployment benefits are playing here. Maybe you don't need to claim Social Security benefits if you can receive unemployment benefits. So I think I'm out of time, so I'll stop there. Thank you.